A timeline of Ned Flanders, from Punchline to Prestige. Okilly-dokilly, neighbourinos. We all know Ned Flanders. He's the mustachioed, God-fearing, sweater-wearing rock of the Springfield community. For years, he was the perfect one-dimensional joke. The man who puts the neighborly in Neighbor, the moral compass to Homer Simpson's chaotic energy, and the guy with a seemingly bottomless well of good cheer. But what if that's just the beginning of the story? What if, over 30 years, that simple caricature evolved into one of the most secretly complex, tragic, and fascinating characters in TV history? This isn't just a list of funny moments. We're tracing the timeline of a man defined by deep-seated rage, profound loss, and a faith that's constantly being tested by the universe. And, more specifically, by Homer Simpson. We're peeling back the layers of that green sweater to follow his evolution, from a simple foil for Homer, to a wild weekend that went completely off the rails, to the moment he finally gloriously snapped. This is the story of how Ned Flanders became so much more than a simple joke. Part 1. The Early Years. The Perfect Neighbor and Ultimate Rival. From his first appearance, Ned Flanders was built to be everything Homer Simpson wasn't. He was successful, kind, a great father, and just annoyingly happy. This dynamic became the foundation of his character, explored perfectly in the early seasons. Take Dead Pudding Society from Season 2. On the surface, it's about a miniature golf tournament, but it's really about Homer's all-consuming jealousy of Ned. Homer just can't stand that Ned is better than him, establishing the core rivalry that would drive their interactions for years. It's not about real hate, but about Homer's own insecurities staring back at him in Ned's perfect reflection. This was developed further in Season 3's When Flanders Failed. In a fit of jealousy, Homer wishes for Ned's new business, the Leftorium, to fail. And it almost does. This was the first time we saw a defeated Ned, facing financial ruin and losing his trademark optimism. The episode was key to his development because it made him vulnerable. It also revealed a flicker of Homer's conscience, showing a strange, deeply buried connection between them. But this was just the starting point. The next stage of his evolution would test his patience like never before. Part 2. When Homer Loves Flanders. The writers pushed this dynamic to its next logical step in the Season 5 classic, Homer Loves Flanders. After Ned gives Homer a prize ticket to a football game, Homer decides Ned is his new best friend. What follows is a masterful flip of their entire relationship. Suddenly, it's Ned who's being driven insane by Homer's constant, suffocating attention. The episode is a comedic masterpiece, showing Ned's seemingly infinite patience stretched to its breaking point. You can see him trying to politely dodge Homer, his signature cheerfulness becoming more and more strained. It brilliantly developed his character by showing that his kindness isn't just a personality quirk. It's an active, and often difficult, choice he makes every day. He's a genuinely good person, but Homer's obsessive friendship pushes him right to the edge. It made you wonder, even for a man as patient as Ned, where's the line? Force of nature would soon show us. Part 3. The Day Diddley Died. This leads us to the single most important episode in Ned Flanders' character development, Season 8's Hurricane Neddy. When a hurricane mysteriously destroys only the Flanders' home, Ned's world is completely shattered. His faith is tested as he becomes a modern-day Job, losing everything despite living a life of total devotion. The town, in a rare show of unity, rebuilds his house, but their shoddy work is the final straw. The house falls apart, and so does Ned. In one of the most iconic scenes in Simpsons history, Ned unleashes a lifetime of repressed anger, finally telling the people of Springfield how he really feels. He roasts Homer, mocks Krusty, and calls everyone out with a raw, unfiltered honesty that is both shocking and incredibly satisfying. The episode then digs into his past, revealing his diddleys and dokillys are the result of a radical childhood therapy designed to suppress his anger after being raised by undisciplined beatnik parents. Hurricane Neddy isn't just about Flanders snapping, it's the Rosetta Stone for his entire personality. It transformed him from a funny caricature into a truly complex character by showing his cheerfulness is a defense mechanism, a constant lifelong struggle to keep his inner rage bottled up. Part 4. Viva Ned Flanders. After his psychological foundations were shattered, the writers began exploring what would happen if Ned was pushed even further. The result was Season 10's Viva Ned Flanders. The episode kicks off with a bombshell. Ned is 60 years old. His secret to staying young? A life of clean living and zero spontaneity. Realizing he's never truly lived, Ned asks Homer to teach him how to have fun, and they head to Las Vegas. What follows is a hilarious spiral into chaos, as Ned's attempt to order one white wine spritzer somehow ends in a drunken bender where he and Homer wake up married to 2 cocktail waitresses. Viva Ned Flanders was a brilliant step in his evolution, showing us a side of Ned we never thought we'd see. For one night, the repression revealed in Hurricane Nettie is gone, and he fully embraces the Homer Simpson lifestyle, with disastrous results. It's a fantastic look at the battle between his inner desires and his rigid moral code, proving that even the most pious man in Springfield has a wild side buried deep down. These classic episodes built the foundation for an incredible character arc. But Ned's journey didn't stop there. What do you think is the most defining Flanders moments? Was it his heartbreaking grief after Maude's death, or his more recent, darker adventures? Let me know your favorite Flanders episode in the comments below. And if you're enjoying this deep dive, make sure to subscribe for more character breakdowns. Part 5. The Modern Flanders and Prestige TV. For a while, many fans felt Ned was becoming a victim of Flanderization, a term coined because of him, where a character's main trait is exaggerated until it's all they are. He was on the verge of becoming a pure caricature of faith. But in its later seasons, the show made incredible moves to bring back his complexity. The best example is the Season 33 2-part event, A Serious Flanders. Presented as a gritty, premium cable crime drama, this non-canon story drops Ned into a world of violence and moral ambiguity in a brilliant parody of shows like Fargo. After Ned finds a bag of cash, he ends up in the crosshairs of a ruthless crime boss. The episode is shockingly dark and pushes Ned to his absolute limits, forcing him to survive in a world where his faith and kindness are liabilities. It's even revealed that his sainted grandfather was a corrupt cop, shattering another pillar of his identity. While outside the main timeline, A Serious Flanders was a huge critical hit, praised for giving Ned a level of dramatic depth that was both surprising and welcome. It proved that even after 30 years, there are still new, powerful stories to tell with this character. More recent episodes, like Better Off Ned, also touch on his role as a mentor to Bart, reaffirming his place as a positive, if complicated, force. So who is Ned Flanders? Following his timeline, we see he's not just the cheerful guy next door. He's a man of deep, unbreakable faith, and a man of deep, repressed anger. He's a tragic widower, a devoted father, and Homer Simpson's eternal foil and occasional best friend. From his beginnings as a simple rival, to his psychological break, his wild night in Vegas, and the dramatic grit of A Serious Flanders, but decades have painted a picture of a man who is so much more than what you see on the surface. He is a walking paradox, a symbol of earnest goodness in a cynical world whose relentless politeness masks a lifetime of struggle and development. And that evolving complexity is what makes him not just one of the best characters on The Simpsons, but one of the most enduring and surprisingly human characters in all of television. Tell us your favorite Flanders moment in the comments, and follow for more videos like this.